Ugh. But if they go with all these arms, it's a route that is appealing to me. Maybe not to you, but I like it. 888 Brian Cashman has not earned the right to rebuild this team the way this team needs to be rebuilt. Oh, boy. I stand by it. I mean, it's not going to start running from things I said now, but last day, hey, if anything, I'll just start saying more. Trust me, there's nothing that you want to know that I've always been transparent, So if you got a question, if you want something about, an opinion on somebody on the New York sports scene, anything, I'm not going to get into the station dynamics, what's going down. Just keep it to me. I appreciate that. Anything else? Let's go. Full reign. Got nothing to hide? Yeah, no, I stand by the Cashman stuff. Respect, Hall of Famer, but come on. I mean, it's been a while here. 888-808-1019. Yeah, thank God, and I've had a Cadillac for a long time. I love Cadillac, my God. I've been in a Cadillac for over 10 years. And, boy, is it good when it's wet out. I mean, you want to talk about pouring rain today? You know what my wife said? God, this is going to sound corny, but boy, did I appreciate it. So I'm getting ready to walk out the house. She gives me an umbrella, which, by the way, I didn't use. Sorry. I'm just not an umbrella guy. I would rather walk out there, get pounded with water, and then deal with it later than actually have it. I don't know why I'm just not an umbrella guy. But when I walked out, she said, I'm going to my Cadillac, which is the point. She said, even the clouds are saying it's your last day. That's pretty cool. All right, this winter, celebrate the joy of the season in a new all-electric SUV from Cadillac. Make every drive exciting with the innovative technology and the optic. Arrive confidently with the sophisticated stylings of Lyric and discover the comfort of the spacious three-row Vistic. Experience EV luxury like never before at the season's best sales event. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer. This show, of course, and formerly the BT and South Show, brought to you by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury dealer of the New York Giants. All right, Sports Minute, flag and anthem right now.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Giannis says he's locked in on the Bucks, but if you ask about his future, well, suddenly that's his agent's problem. He claims he hasn't talked to the team about leaving, even as reports say those talks are happening. Milwaukee's slipping, Giannis is hurt again, and the deflection is obvious. Blaming the agent might sound clean, but nobody's buying it. I'm Maggie Gray.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp today. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. The InventHelp data bank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Get started today.
Call 1-800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380. Again, 1-800-217-4380.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/play.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
No gift? No problem. With Target's last-minute gifts, the holidays are a breeze. you can score on the hottest toys, beauty must-haves, chocolatey stocking stuffers, and much more. And if you need it now, no worries. Swing by any Target store today and snag all the stocking stuffers and gifts for the most magical season yet. Step into the holidays, check off everything on your list, and save big on your last-minute gifts. Only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than Saquon Barkley, the NFL's reigning leading rusher, I'm also the NFL's leading husher. Shh, hush up back there. Wow, I might have just set the hushing record. Well, almost. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Listen to You Better You Bet with Nick Costa Sunday morning at 8 right here on The Fan. Nick will preview all the football action and get you ready for kickoff, presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ho, ho, ho. Quality is very important here at the North Pole. You see, I checked my list once, twice. All done.
Well, Santa, quality's important to us at Nissan, too. We actually test every model thousands of times. There's the frame twist test, shaker test, corrosion test, drive load test, tug-of-war test, towing test, off-roading test, practical strength test, splash test, corrugated road test, chassis dynamics test, water intrusion test, extreme heat test, extreme cold test, rough road test, jump test, curb impact test. And physical parts tests.
Save on J.D. Power's #1 mainstream brand in new vehicle quality at the Nissan year-end event. Get 0% APR on the 2026 Nissan Rogue, 2025 Murano, or Pathfinder for well-qualified buyers. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 1/5/26.
Facing lymphoma, leukemia, or myeloma, John Thurr Cancer Center at Hackensack and Jersey Shore University Medical Centers offers pioneering life-saving options. Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle Donato, head of the state's largest, most experienced CAR T-cell program, a treatment empowering your immune system to fight cancer. For personalized quality care in Hackensack or Neptune from the state's best cancer program, call 833-CANCER-MD.
Now's the time to enroll in quality, affordable health insurance through Get Covered New Jersey. All plans provide free preventive care, coverage for prescriptions, emergency services, and more. Plus, 8 in 10 get financial help. Enroll by December 31st for January 1st coverage at getcovered.nj.gov.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check if they're going for it on 4th down before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo touchdown, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those?
Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Put WFAN in your contact list. 888-808-1019. Powered by Paramount Plus. Count on Sundays all season long with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
So primarily Yankee topics, but a couple of Met things. And speaking of the Metsies, boy, if Sal was here, I might have to start blaring the trumpets. The Cohen trumpets, not the Diaz trumpet, because as we all know that he took that trumpet and went out west. Steve Cohen has tweeted. And he has tweeted aggressively. And I have made sure, I did it with my own eyes and my research. I made sure, although Hoff has gotten these things wrong before, but he got this one right. I had Hoff check it out. This is a real tweet from Steve Cohen 56 minutes ago. As typical, comma, good usage. Yes, he's pretty good with grammar there. The usual idiots. Those are the first 5 words. As typical, the usual idiots misinterpreting a Post article on Mets payroll for 26. I can't imagine our payroll is going to be lower than last year. It's always hard to predict, but that would be my best guess. Whoa, Stevie's all up in his feelings. Stevie feeling the heat maybe a little bit. I cannot speak to every single Steve Cohen tweet. I like Steve Cohen. I think he's good for baseball. I think he's good for New York. I think he's well-intentioned. I do think he wants really to bring a championship here. This nonsense about Metropolitan Park, that was his mission. I think that that's so unfair. You should be kissing his feet when Steve Cohen walks by you if you see him at Citi Field compared to what you had before that. I mean, come on. So I love Cohen. I don't know if I believe in Cohen the way I once did, but I love him. But what a tweet. Stevie feeling that heel. I got news for you. Whatever they call that fan fest thing there, Steve. If you don't do some things that the fans like before then, you thought it was a little rough last year with fans imploring you to bring back Pete. There's no telling what they're going to do to you. It's not going to be pretty. You better sign somebody. As typical, the usual idiots. That's what surprises me the most. That's like an irrational radio host firing off some immature, stupid tweet at some dope who lives in his mom's basement with an egg still as an avatar and 9 followers. That's a pretty aggressive punchback. And then there's another tweet, Hoffy. Payroll watchers always forget to budget for waiver claims, player movement from minors to majors. I'm not even going to read the rest of it. Here's one thing I am going to say. And again, you heard what I said about Cohen. I like him. I believe in him. I support him. But, man, think about this. And my boy Sal included, with the robe and the scepter and the purple robe and everything. Now suddenly Steve Cohen's tweeting about waiver claims and don't forget about the budget for waiver claims, player movement, minor league references, and trade deadline moves. Perhaps a little shift in the financial universe for the Metsies. All right, 888-808-1019. Wow. Do I have time for a quick call? I want to make sure we have plenty of time with Alice. Okay, there we go. How about Chris in Deer Park on the fan with BT? Chris, what's cooking, man?
How you doing, B? I go back to 1050 when you were over there. I just want to say Thank you for your time. I never call. You and I are about the same age. I know Mattingly was my favorite player when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm still upset about the Buhner trade. How pissed off were you that day?
I moved. Hey, listen, I got more important things to worry about than Jay Buhner getting dealt 50,000 years ago. No, there was a point there, Chris, whether it was Willie McGee, who was in the Yankees farmhand, the Yankees were broken. They just did stupid stuff. Irrational.
Yep. I just wanted to say thank you. And as you host on the station where you're a neighborhood guy, so you feel like you're sitting in the neighborhood just talking about sports. Just thank you and best of luck. Bon Natal.
I'll take that compliment every day of the week. Neighborhood guy. Yeah, I'm not in the same neighborhood I grew up in, but I'd like to think that resonates. And listen, just because things are going to change on the fan here, and I can promise you I've got things coming. And we'll use a different platform to tell you what, out of respect to WFAN. But just, no one's dying. Just, you see me on the street, you see me on a Little League field, which you invariably will, somewhere in New Jersey, you see me on a basketball court, you see me at the Garden with St. John's, see me at a restaurant, come up, say hi. That's who I am. I appreciate that. Before I came here, I was one of you. I'm still one of you. The only difference is I had a microphone here. That's it. Wired the same way. So I'm not changing. My day-to-day existence is going to change a little bit. That's all. 888-808-1019. BT on the fan. All right, coming up. How do you fix Volpe's swing? Does Bellinger come back? What else is Cashman going to do? What about Pete bouncing? Talk baseball. I'm going to talk shop with a guy. I don't think there's anybody, and not just because I've become friendly with him. We're going to his party on Saturday. I don't think there's anybody that loves baseball and knows baseball the way my next guest does. And, of course, that is the great Alex Rodriguez next on The Fan.
It's Boomer and Gio, mornings on The Fan, 101.9 FM.
Joe Shane's story has been written as the Giants GM. I would be shocked if he still stayed here. He's probably loving the fact that Abdul Carter had a game like this. But, man, was that good to see from a Giants perspective. I mean, this guy really looked like a football player for the first time all year.
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, it's Chuck Devine with snowcountry.com. Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. We've had an incredible run in December, got so many trails open thanks to all the snowmaking and the fresh snow, too. Bit of a rough, wet day weather-wise for Friday with some strong winds in the mountains, too. Then temperatures turn sharply colder. Groomers get out there with their power tillers, churn up that snow to make it smooth and loose, and we'll be back to snowmaking from the weekend right through the Christmas holiday. That means ski areas should have as much terrain as they have now, and they may add to it before Christmas, too. Freshly sharpened ski edges are a good idea, especially for Saturday, as ski surfaces will be hard and fast. Snow surfaces improve with each passing day as we work our way toward Christmas with ski areas on the majority of their well-covered snowmaking trails.
You don't just ski or ride, you dominate. At Killington, we fuel your adventure. Be the beast. Ski and ride Killington.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And we're out, back in 60.
Hey, what are you eating?
Chimichurri filet mignon. It's a Factor meal.
Oh, nice. Wait, they let you eat like that in the pros?
Oh, they insist on it. A pro's work starts on the plate.
Oh, man, that does look good. Let me have a taste?
Get your own.
All right. Where do I find this? Is it factormeals.com?
Yep, and they've got a deal going on.
Oh, love a deal. I am so in.
Smart move. Pro move.
All right. Factor. Eat like a pro.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business?
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more. So you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com. We love talking about the Knicks and Nets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 12 o'clock. I'm Andrew Bogish. Your Sports Flash is sponsored by Chef IQ. Precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. And by Kalshi. Trade on anything. Make money predicting the Jake Paul fight legally nationwide with Kalshi. Jake Paul trading at 14% to beat Anthony Joshua. Put 100 down, win 715 if he does. Use code Odyssey for $20 when you trade 100. KALSHI.com. Trading involves risk. Kalshi. The New York Post projected the Mets' payroll for the coming season at $310 to $320 million. That would be less than last season. So Steve Cohen went on Twitter this morning to say, quote, as typical, the usual idiots misinterpreting a Post article on Mets payroll for 26. I can't imagine our payroll to be lower than last year. It's always hard to predict, but that would be my best guess.
Mr. Sensitive all of a sudden, Mr. Cohen.
Yeah, I mean, right, you could fix this by spending a little. I don't love calling anybody an idiot, even if they're an idiot.
Yeah, it surprised me for
sure.
Yeah.
The Jets will not bring Garrett Wilson back from IR following his knee injury.
Idiots.
And the Houston Rockets are reportedly talking to the Connecticut Sun about buying and relocating the WNBA franchise. Fan Weather is sponsored by Flag and Anthem, real clothes for real life. The holidays are around the corner, which means now's the time to get your gifts together. Luckily, our friends at Flag and Anthem make gift giving easy. They've got tons of deals happening right now for every gift giving budget. Head to flagandanthem.com and stock up for the holidays. Flag and Anthem, real clothes for real life. It is 57 and raining and windy in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports flashes, top of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
For the day. Since yesterday when I found out that he was kind enough to rearrange his schedule, I know he was traveling yesterday. I'll see him tomorrow night at his party, which is going to be amazing. But, of course, I'm talking about three-time MVP, World Series champion for our Yankees, almost 700 home runs, over 2,000 ribbies. Of course, the documentary, Alex versus A-Rod, Fox analyst. And for my money, as I said before, I went to before the update, nobody knows baseball and loves baseball as much or more than this man. Alex, what's happening, buddy? How you feeling?
BT, what's up, my friend? And congrats. I know Sal's not there, but congrats to both of you. You've had an extraordinary run here on the number one station, on the number one spot. And you've made all of us New Yorkers a little bit smarter, a little bit happier, and you brought a lot of juice to our lives.
Oh, man, that's awesome. And one thing about Alex, I told the story how you and I went to lunch. I guess that was about 3 or 4 months ago. And then from there, we sparked a friendship, which I definitely value and I appreciate. But what I don't think people know about you, and that's why I say I don't know if anybody loves the game the way you do, although a lot of people do say that. But for those who maybe don't process it that way, I mean, during the playoffs, I'm getting texts from A-Rod. What are we doing? What's going on here? How come we didn't hit? Like you inhale baseball still like it's oxygen. You still love it like you did when you were 7, 8, 9 years old, don't you?
I do. And BT, I think that's why we hit it off. I think our love for baseball, our love for the Yankees, I think you and I are the same in which we're passionate just like New Yorkers. We want to win very bad, and we have strong opinions, and we love our Yanks, and we love to play in October and win big.
Okay, so let's get to some of the issues at hand. I want to jump around. Now, first of all, I really like Bellinger. We know about, can fit in left, can fit in center, play first base in a pinch, good runner, good stick, a little contact. He's a baseball player, man. He's just a good baseball player. It's also my opinion, Alex, if it gets to 7-ish years or beyond that, I think there's got to be a limit on how the Yankees and others would view him. He's a good player. He's not amazing. Can the Yankees have a successful offseason if they don't retain Bellinger, in your opinion?
I mean, they can, but obviously you have to be creative. There's talks about some trades, this and that. I think you have to give Cashman and Fishman the entire offseason before we kind of jump in with strong opinions. But what I do like about Bellinger is he's a proven New Yorker. He's played in all three major markets, LA, Chicago, and New York. And he's a winning player. He's won a world championship. He's won an MVP. He's had some volatility. But I think you have to take a step back and say there's 4 things that we need if we want to sign a Yankee player. Number 1, they have to love baseball. They have to be passionate. Number 2, high baseball IQ and be able to defend. Number 3, can they hit over 250 and make decent contact? And number 4, does it fit in the window of Aaron Judge? And I think you have a clear yes to those 4 questions with Bellinger. I
love that. I tell you, that's a good criteria, great parameters there. You got to love baseball, hit over 250, the whole Judge angle, that's good stuff. And, speaking of Judge, one of the things that's frustrated me, and I've been very vocal about this pertaining to Brian Cashman, is that, you're just burning years of Aaron Judge's prime. It's not that Brian's not trying to put together a champion, I know, but it hasn't worked. It hasn't happened since 2009, since you were there, thank God. And how many more years can we expect Aaron Judge to be at the apex of his powers, man?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I mean, I go back to our 2009 year, and, we had Damon, Jeter, Teixeira, myself, Matsui, Posada, so on and so forth. And you had a very complementary set of skills. I mean, Jeter and Damon made Teixeira and I better. We made Matsui and Posada better, and it was very complimentary. And I think it's just about creating a workable roster. And let's not forget that Aaron Judge had 2 phenomenal years back-to-back. Well, all his years are phenomenal. But just take the Soto years and one without Soto. 58 home runs, 144 stakes with Soto. And last year, he had 53 home runs with 114 stakes because you don't have someone in front of him on base consistently. So that's an easy formula to fix. You got to get rabbits in front of him that can make premier contact and just try to, can you find a Johnny Damon? Like for the Dodgers, it's not just about them getting Freeman and Mookie Betts and Kershaw and all the big stars. It's about Edman, Chris Taylor. They took Justin Turner and they took Muncy and created great baseball players when nobody wanted them. And, Miguel Rojas from the Marlins, and he becomes a Game 7 World Series hero. So it's about all the complementary pieces to go along with your great superstars.
So we're talking to Alex Rodriguez, of course, a ton of MVPs, a champion, just one of the best players in the history of the game, bottom line. So you mentioned 2009 and going around the horn, Tex, Cano, Jeter, you. And this is not to denigrate some of these names. I think Ben Rice is a terrific hitter, but I don't know if he could play first base. Jazz has a lot of talent, but I myself don't trust him. I will not give him a long-term deal. I mean, Volpe's a mess, and we'll get back to Volpe in a minute. I've got to get your thoughts on how to fix him. Caballero, more of a bench guy. McMahon, who strikes out 200 times a year and hits 212. I mean, so we're sitting here wondering why the Yankees don't have all these championships. Well, I mean, think about the contrast from your infield, and not to mention the other stuff, to this infield. I mean, what a drop, Alex. It's not even close.
Yeah, sometimes, we complicate winning. And this is not just about the Yankees, but in general. I mean, if the Yankees, what's worked 27 times, more championships than any other team in sports, why reinvent the wheel? I mean, I don't think you've had from those championship teams, for the math guys, right, that have taken over baseball. You can't win a championship with 4 out of your 6 infielders. There's some noise in the background here. You can't have 4 of your 6 infielders, hitting sub 230. That formula doesn't work now, and it'll never work. That's why I put a parameters. Can my guys hit 250 and above?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Alex, by the way, the average is one thing. I'm totally with you, but it's also too often I feel like the Yankees are trying to figure out if certain guys could play certain spots defensively. Maybe this guy could catch, or maybe this guy could figure it out at first base, or maybe this guy could transition to the outfield. I love an on-base guy and a good two-strike approach and, choke up and just put the ball in play when you have to, and obviously power early in the count. But, the ability to catch the baseball, and the Yankees have gotten better at that the last year or so, but I still don't even think it's really where it needs to be, which gets us to Volpe. All right, we've texted a little bit about this, watching games and analyzing his swing. My concern about Volpe is, number one, he's just never on base, and he's not the hitter that he needs to be yet. But you tell me, man, when you're hurt, and he just had surgery on his shoulder, so his offseason's going to be impacted. He's got a lot of work to do to change things. How could you come back a different player, Alex, when you can't really put the work in during the offseason because you're injured?
Yeah, look, and this is one of the nicest young men, and you and I, we cheer hard for him because he really is an incredible young man with a great family.
Love him.
And the organization has fallen in love with him. But at some point, the numbers don't lie, right? You have 167 strikeouts, 156, and 150. And here's a young man that the biggest way he can impact winning is with his number one tool and his legs. But we've taken his legs away. And what I mean by that, here's a young man who has stolen over 50 stolen bases in the minor leagues. He stole 18 last year. And it's hard to impact winning when you're striking out 150 times and you're hitting 212.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think if you zoom out, BT, is an organization hitting philosophy that is absolutely broken. And until they fix it, I don't think they win big.
Let me ask you this. You talk about hitting philosophy, and my son's young, and I've sent you some videos, whatever. He's a young kid. He loves baseball. He's pretty good, but, you got to keep working. And he plays with some great players, and there's all these philosophies and hitting facilities and all this stuff. Like when you were coming up, 12, 13, 14, did you even really talk hitting with a coach, or did you see ball, hit ball, right?
Yeah, it was about being a good baseball player, right? It's about doing all the little things that may not show up in the score box, that are not sexy on ESPN, but it's about catching the ball fundamentally, turning the double play when a ground ball.
Accident, or it's not by accident that too many of these position players, really outside of Judge and maybe one others, they come up and they're just not refined defenders, or they strike out a ton. So whatever they're doing in the minors, to me, is not really working. And back to Volpe here, how could nobody? I'm sure they pointed it out, to be fair to the Yankees, but they haven't fixed it yet. I'm sitting on my couch, and I know what's coming. Here's a fastball upstairs that you're going to foul back. Here's a slider away that you're going to flail at. And then here's another show-me fastball. Maybe you pull it, you foul it off. And then here's something slow and soft away, and you're going to bail with your hip going into the third base dugout, and you're going to strike out. How in the world do they not fix that, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Volpe simply said he's a little guy that should be playing a little guy's game. But he's a little guy where they're trying to, manipulate him having a big boy agenda. And it's not really going to work. Look, BT, the best team I ever played against in my life was the 1998 New York Yankees. I don't think they had one guy that hit 30 home runs. And yet they won 125 games. Because they did it as a team. It was never 1 against 1. They came at you 9 against 1 like an avalanche that would not give in. Foul ball. The Benitez at bat against Paul O'Neill in the World Series. Foul ball. It is so difficult. And you play ball, BT. You know how difficult it is when a guy just does not give in, fouls the ball off, doesn't chase, doesn't strike out. Man, by the time you're done 9 innings, you feel like you've been in the ring with Mike Tyson for 15 rounds.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. And I'll say this last thing is, you imagine if you told Jeter, instead of hitting, 12, 14, 24 home runs, we want you to hit 35 home runs, but instead of hitting 350, you'll hit 240 and you can't run the base. I mean, it would be an absolute bloodbath.
Yeah, he might not be in the Hall of Fame because he didn't have that kind of power. He didn't have the easy power, and he wouldn't have all the hits and the average that he has. Talking to A-Rod, of course, BT on the Fan. So I don't think I've ever asked you this, and I'm very curious what your answer is, because I don't think anybody loves the game the way you do. Now, I know you have other interests, and I'm sure that, and other business endeavors, the T-Wolves and other stuff. You're busy, and TV. I got it. The way you love the game, forget about the Yankees. Why wouldn't Alex Rodriguez ever want to manage? Would you ever want to manage?
No, I wouldn't want to manage because, as you can hear in my voice, I don't have the patience. And especially, honestly, I think numbers guys have taken over the game, and I think baseball people are out. And unfortunately, that is a sad thing because I don't think we're going to ever get it back. But now you have to adjust. And it's not like about what you did yesterday. It's can you make today's data analytics-driven league and implement some human element? And I think the Dodgers have done that well. Toronto, the Braves when they're healthy. I wouldn't want to manage, but I do get my fix by watching, by texting you, by texting my friends, by texting my homeboys from the 2009 championship team. And I do get my fix in Fox when I do my World Series and when we do, the All-Star game. That's always a lot of fun for us.
Boy, Big Poppy's a trip, huh? I mean, I can't imagine him with a couple shots, a couple of drinks in him. He's got to be absolutely the best. Poppy's awesome, right?
He's absolutely the best. One of my great, great friends. A lot of people don't know this, but Poppy and I, we met when we were 17 years old. We both started with the Seattle Mariners, an instructional league.
Oh.
And, yeah. And he was awesome then, and he's awesome now. And I think the four of us, with Jeter and Kevin Burkhardt, it's like college boys just really enjoying every second of October and having the privilege to talk to the fans of baseball about the game that we all love.
No, honestly, and I'm not just saying this, you guys do a great job because you keep it real. You're critical when you have to be. I remember you and Derek both made news when you just gave a very honest assessment of the Yankees. And, and Poppy's a wild card. Burkhardt, we all love, and we're all proud of him and happy for him. It's a great, great group. You're right, I didn't know that Ortiz was with Seattle. I just remember him coming up as a twin, as a platoon player. Seattle, huh? What was he like when he was 18 or 19?
He was always, he was always like the most likable guy on the team. He's always been like magnetic personality. When he went to the Twins, they neutered his approach a little bit because they only wanted him to kind of, fillet the ball the other way. That was a little bit of a Tom Kelly approach with the Minnesota Twins. And then when he got to Boston, he did that in his first at-bat in 2003 in spring training for Myers.
Uh-huh.
And he has Terry Francona, the manager, behind him and says, "Hey, buddy, what the hell is that?" And he's like, "What do you mean? I'm just trying to hit the ball the other way." He goes, "No, I want you to hit the ball in the seats."
Yeah,
and that was the the birth of Big Papi, unfortunately, for both of us, Al.
That's a great story. And speaking of hitting the ball in the seats, I mean, Pete Alonso hit a ton in the seats, but no more for the Mets unless, after these 5 years he comes back to finish with the Mets. How surprised were you the Mets didn't really make much of a move to sign Pete?
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised because, Pete's been an outstanding ball player, great character. He's been flawless in the community. He wears the Mets, that orange and blue with a lot of pride. And he is really an outstanding young man. It reminds me a little bit of when the Braves let Freddie Freeman go to the Dodgers. But we won't know that answer, in fairness to David Stearns and Steve Cohen, for another 2 or 3 years. Yeah, but I know that right now, Mets fans are hurting everywhere.
Oh, they're crushed, man. They're absolutely. I feel for them. I mean, Nimmo. I mean, a little less than Nimmo than Pete, but Diaz. It has been an absolute train wreck of a month or so for the Met fans. Now, the comparison to Freeman. Listen, I can only respond how I think I would respond, and for I don't know, roughly 2 years, I've been saying that the Mets should probably move on from Pete. That's my opinion because he's not very fast, not a very good fielder, whatever. I'm on the record. I don't need to relitigate that. But if he played like Freddie Freeman, I would have had the exact opposite approach because he's a high average guy. He's a great base runner. He's an awesome defensive player. It's unfortunate that what was once really valued is really no longer valued. So you can make the case that Pete. You can really make two cases, Alex. Pete got screwed by the Mets, or Pete's just a victim of a new way of thinking in baseball, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think you have to be able to appreciate the talent. And sometimes, BT, this is not really about the Mets, but in general, we often value what's outside of the organization a lot more than what's inside the organization. And one thing that's undeniable about Alonso is, number one, he plays every single day. That's a little bit of a lost art. Number two, he hits the ball out of the park consistently out of any ballpark. I think he's going to hit a lot of home runs in Baltimore.
Yeah,
at Camden Yards.
Yeah.
And number three, he's a guy that, from a character point of view, in New York City, you don't have to worry about him running around, getting in trouble. He's a guy that's committed to the game, committed to his family. So I would reverse engineer that, and I would say, when I have a great player like him, I would say, where do I want to land? And if that number is, I don't want to have Alonso pass his 34th birthday, then when he's 27 in the middle of his contract, I would look to extend at a premium, and knowing that that contract is going to age very, very well for the New York Mets.
Yep, that should have been what they did. They did not. I remember saying that even before I was with Sal, when Teague and I were doing the show. I said that. I'm like, hey, don't let the Mets have to deal with when the Yankees were trying to retain Aaron Judge. I'm like, just preemptively do this. And I think Pete was 27, to your point. All right, you got to do me a favor here. So he might be listening now. I hope he's not. So Sal was telling us, because we're getting ready to come to your house, to your apartment tomorrow. Can't wait. Thank you for the invite, by the way. It's going to be awesome. And Sal went out and he got himself this new corduroy suit, all right? I think he's trying to impress you a little bit, Alex. You got to do me a favor. Like the moment that he walks in, not in front of anybody, but at least to him, but in front of me, you got to clown him. You just got to clown him on the suit. Promise me. You got to do it, man. Come on.
I got to be a better host than that, BT. I feel bad. Maybe I'll do it for 10 seconds, but I got to... And then you got to bail me out because that's, by the way, that'll be the first time I meet Sal.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I have to be nice to him, but I'll give him we'll have a little fun with him.
Yeah, just a little rookie hazing, so to speak, like we're back in the clubhouse. Let me ask you this, too, and it was awesome to see, man. The documentary, of course, Alex versus A-Rod on HBO Max. If you guys haven't seen it, many of you have. If you haven't, check it out. I would imagine just getting to know you a little bit and how honest you've been, which is really good for you more than anything. I don't think you could have done this 5 years ago. Like, you had to get to a place in your life where you can be so transparent and take those dents and those slings and those arrows that you absorbed and realize that maybe you earned some of them and come out stronger the other side. Did you enjoy doing that documentary?
Did I enjoy it? I wouldn't say I enjoyed it.
Okay.
It was definitely like going down memory lane, and in many ways it was therapeutic. In some ways it was very triggering. Look, I made some very loud mistakes in my career, and I've been asked for 10 or 15 years by everyone in between do you want to tell your story in a documentary? And I thought at that point it would have been disingenuous, and the story really had it landed, and I still had a lot more work to do, as I do today. But now that I just turned 50 and I have, 2 teenage daughters, I wanted them to co-sign on it. They were a big part of this project. And, when I look back now, through all my stupidity, the good, the bad, and the ugly, I'm proud of everything that I did because that's the best I could have done at that time with the tools that I had.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm in a place that, I wouldn't trade with, I'm one of the luckiest human beings to be where I am today with, my health, 2 beautiful daughters, and get to do some of the things that I like to do.
You seem at peace. And those of you who loved you no matter what. Those who were like, this guy did this or this guy did that. I think if they saw it, I think it really had a chance for them to see you differently and maybe change how they view you. But most importantly, you found some solace internally. It's awesome. It really, I think it was so good. It was so. My wife loved it. You'll meet her tomorrow. Oh, get that. Thank God this isn't a long time ago. All I heard when Alex is so good looking. Oh, Alex, those beautiful blue piercing eyes. Oh, hey, listen. You got a lot going for you. You stay away from the wife tomorrow night. All right, buddy.
BT, she'll be very disappointed because I'm much worse in person.
All right, man. I will see you tomorrow. You are one of my 2 final guests. I had to end up with somebody from my favorite team. I had to end up with somebody that I believe knows about the game as much as anybody and loves the game. It's my favorite sport. Love talking shop with you. Can't wait to have a couple of drinks tomorrow and meet your girlfriend. You get to meet Jen and just have a great time, man. I thank you very much, Alex.
You got to say hello to Rick Pitino. He's one of my favorites as well. I'm a big St. John's guy. And BT, you guys have a lot to be proud of, and I cannot wait to see your next chapter and hopefully be a small part of it.
That's awesome.
Best of luck to you, my friend.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much, Alex. You got it, brother. I will see you tomorrow night. Yeah, I remember when I went to lunch. I'm not talking out of school, but when I met him for lunch, the research that he does, like he's got an incredibly fertile mind. Like the guy's brilliant. He really is in his own, especially from a business perspective. He's brilliant. Like he said at one point, he referenced something that I said in whatever it was when he got caught with his shirt off on the rocks, sunbathing. Oh, God. And I was all over him. And he actually somehow found that as a point of reference. And, I guess I called him corny on the air. I don't know, whatever I said. And back then, it's 15 years ago. And he's like, you called me corny back in the day. Like, the guy, he watched BT and Sal every day. He actually opened up his iPad. He's like, yeah, I was just catching up with you guys today. Like, he's a sports junkie. He is a sports junkie. And it's a shame, what's happened with the Hall of Fame and so many people in there who shouldn't be. Listen, Alex made his bed. He's got to live in it, and he's owned up to it, which I think is great, cathartic. It's transparent. But let's just be honest, man. How many baseball players that walk the face of this earth were truly better than that guy? How many? Honestly, 3, 5. Maybe Willie Mays, maybe Babe Ruth. Maybe Barry Bonds. Maybe. The list is short. I really appreciate him coming on. All right, 12:25 on the Fan. BT with you up until 2. Hoffany Reeds, what do we got here, man? We are a little town fair. We got a little town fair for you. Hey, our friends at Town Fair remind you that you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Back to the calls. Patino at 12:40. BT up until 2. Then it's Evan and Tiki. And then I'm bouncing.
Dart in a shotgun set. They bring pressure.
The Vikings are coming to MetLife to take on rookie sensation Jackson Dart and the Giants. 1 o'clock Sunday.
Dart throws it to his right for Robinson, who makes the catch in the end zone.
The home of the New York Giants is the Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the Odyssey app.
FanDuel is the #1 sportsbook for same-game parlays, from points and rebounds to threes and assists. FanDuel is the best place to combine your favorite picks into a same-game parlay or track every stat live, all in one easy-to-use app. And right now is the perfect time to join because new customers get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So bet on the players you love the way you want. Head to FanDuel.com/GO. That's GIO to sign up today. That's FanDuel.com/GO. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure. When you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of WFAN, 21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
A win isn't a win without the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. The official beer sponsor of the New York Giants. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Some stages celebrate. This one tests everything. Every drive, every approach, every putt. Pressure builds. Resilience matters. And history waits for the bold. In June, the 2026 U.S. Open Championship returns to the Hamptons at the iconic Shinnecock Hills Golf Club. Experience the world's best golfers competing on one of the sport's most storied stages. Don't just watch greatness, experience it live at the 126th U.S. Open. Daily tickets are available now on SeatGeek.
Hey, football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown in the game, but his teammate scores instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance offer, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I love elves. Hard workers, cheery bunch, but they can sure wreck a bathroom. Luckily, someone's always ready on short notice to save Christmas. The fine folks at Roto-Rooter.
Coast is clear, Santa.
Thank you. You may want to stick around. Santa needs to get in there. And away goes trouble down the drain.
Roto-Rooter.
Now get out of my bathroom.
Football season is here, and just like winning teams, your engagement should be all about the best. So if you're ready to pop the big question this season, why not visit the experts at London Jewelers? With top-notch professionals and cutting-edge technology, London Jewelers can help you select or even design the absolute perfect ring. So whether you're starting over or starting new, let the professionals at London Jewelers be a part of your journey. Visit any one of their convenient 6 locations across New York and New Jersey. London Jewelers, serving you and your family since 1926.
At Audi Manhattan, experience best-in-class service in the heart of New York. Visit their Audi flagship store today, conveniently located on 55th and 11th. Audi Manhattan, where luxury meets excellence.
And Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. We're celebrating this holiday season with our $155,000 Slay the Road drawing, including your chance to win a new Land Rover Defender and $10,000 cash. Earn entries all month long. Then be here on January 1st between 12 and 3 p.m. when one winner will be drawn every hour to win up to $20,000 cash. At 4 p.m., one lucky winner will win a Land Rover Defender and $10,000 cash at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Your official station to talk Knicks. The Fan 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Got to work in a little Billy, and you got to work in a little Billy. You can't do your final show on the Fan without a little Billy. Yeah. All right. 12:30 on the button. A little schmoozeroo. Steve Summers looking for a great stocking stuffer. You get a chance to win something now. Steve's new book. Call the number 10. 866-540-WFAN. That's 866-540-9326 for your chance to win an autographed copy of Steve's book. Me here, you there. Courtesy of the schmooze himself, Steve Summers. A little schmoozy doozy. A little schmoozeroo. All right. 888-808-1019. I was awesome with Alex. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Rick Pitino will join me next. Last hour, all calls, a couple of stories, obviously a final few words as we start to wrap it up. Lawrence is in Oklahoma City. He has called the show a lot. He is a big Giants guy. Hey. Lawrence, what's happening, buddy? How you doing?
you are about to take these roses from me, my friend. Okay. I have been listening to you since you started over here, and the joy you bring into my life being in Oklahoma and getting to call and talk to you multiple times a day. Today, I got beers cracked open at work, man. I got tears in my eyes multiple times today, knowing that you're moving forward to something better. But look at God is planting you a new garden, and you're gonna be prosperous, and great things are gonna continue to come. And look at, I'm gonna continue to support the fan no matter what. But when you're on, your show's on, I'm not going to be listening to the fan. I'm going to be listening to you, and that is what it is. You've won my heart over, and you're a friend of mine. And I'll tie this into I'll never forget you, because it's the same time I'm losing you. I'm losing Pete Alonso. I'm losing Edwin Diaz, and it's just man, I'm taking some bumps over here in my sports fandom.
By the way, you better be careful. You might lose Lindor next if this keeps up. The penny pinching Mets trying to. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I mean, kind of. They could trade Lindor, but
burn it down. If you're going to burn it down, burn it down and make it a beautiful fire to watch. If that's what it's got to be. I want to win more than anything. I want to win. And that's what's most important. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
I'm a winner.
Listen, I want winners. Lawrence, thank you for all those calls, and thank you for the kind words. Really appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much.
You're the man. I love you, and I love Sal, too.
No doubt. Back to you, man. No doubt. You know, it's funny. You think about this, right? And you go through life. You've heard me say this before. A couple things I always say to my kids, work hard, have fun, be a leader. And I'll say that to them before school, and I'll say that right when they're getting out of the car from dropping them off at practice or a game. Work hard, have fun, be a leader. And my mom always said things happen for a reason. And it's funny, when things are going well in life, it's easy to say that. Hey, work hard, have fun, be a leader, things happen for a reason. I think when it's a little more trying and unexpected, or there's just some upheaval in your life, I think it's a lot harder to do that. But for some strange reason, it's coming very naturally for me here. I'm good. I'm going to miss working with Sal every day. There's no doubt. I've said that a million freaking times. He's an incredible talent. He's a lunatic. It's a good combination, I'm going to miss the fan. It was my mission to get on here as a young broadcaster. Check. I did it. I think the only thing and the other thing is, control what you can control. And I think that's the one thing that's toughest for me with this. Really, as I process, just full transparency. Control what you can control. Well, if you have a show every day, what you can control is being prepared, having unrelenting passion and focus for those 4 hours. And then obviously when you get off the air, making sure that you're doing what you have to do so that when you're on the air, you're ready to roll. Check. What I could not control was Craig wanting to come back. That's the one thing I couldn't control it, and I couldn't control management wanting him back. And by the way, I get it, as I've also said, he's a star in the business. But what I was able to control, I'm proud of controlling. Same with Sal. So while things are going to change, and I guess you could walk around and say, I got screwed. Well, where's that going to get you? It get you nowhere. It's going to probably make enemies, either on the corporate level or whatever, and that's why I said before, when I think I came to WFAN at the right age, because I'm more mature. I don't know, maybe I would have said something wrong. I still don't think so, because I know I was raised the right way. Maybe something would have slipped, but, work hard, have fun, be a leader. Do it in your life. Control what you can control. Things happen for a reason. Old things, when everything's great, paycheck's fat, the house is new, a couple of nice cars, country club, everybody's healthy. Yeah. Things happen for a reason. They do. And I'm good with that. I really, really am. Let me get Rob in Tom's River. Rob is on the fan. What's up, Rob?
My goodness, how do I follow that up?
I don't know.
BT, you are at least an icon in my life. And really quick, I know sob stories don't really go a long way, and it's your last show, and it's to get to my point.
It's all good.
28, I lost my dad at a very, very young age. I lost him while I was in college. Dad and I didn't agree about much, but we bonded over this station. And if I could just say one thing, we bonded the way you and Sal debate, which is why it's so hard for me to say goodbye to the show. And it is so hard for me to get on the radio and just thank you for everything. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I don't want there to be a sob story, but I do want to get to my point about the Mets.
I'm happy you shared. And by the way, I'm happy you shared that about your pops. But by all means, get to your point. Because trust me, man, I have a lot of other things in common with my dad, but I am so close with my dad. And sports was always the backdrop. And I get it.
Thank you, and I appreciate you. And wherever you go, I'll follow. And whatever the other 1,000 callers that have called you this week and said, I'm following.
Thanks, man.
But anyway, I want to be a little bit of an apologist for Mets fans that maybe don't understand what they're trying to do here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's one thing to have money, right? And it's a great tool that the team didn't have for a while. But who else has money is the San Diego Padres, who passed out 3 or 4 10-year deals to guys and are now feeling it. So I don't think it's fair for the Mets fan to be like, we're letting these guys go that we could easily sign and eat the money if they suck. Okay, you can eat the money if they suck, but I think that's why Stearns is here, to not make the mistakes that this Padres team is making. And now, you've got 3, 4, 5 guys on 10-year deals who are in the back end of their career.
Who they're trying to get rid of?
Money.
Who they're trying to get rid of, Rob?
Bogarts, Tatis. More so Bogarts, but you also have Darvish is making $40 million a year. He's 40 years old.
I know.
This is not the position you want this team to be in 2031, 2032.
I'm with you.
So I think if we're a little bit patient here, we'll see the vision by the end of this offseason.
I'll tell you what, Rob. First of all, thank you for the call, man. And thank you for the story, and thank you for the awesome words. It really, truly means a lot. Pertaining to your point there, that's not very popular right now in the land of the Met fan. The Met fan doesn't want to hear that. He's right. He's right. To go out there and label Stearns a failure now is ridiculous. It's premature. It's inaccurate. Just don't let the anger of what's happened from the sentimentality point of view with Nimmo and Pete and Diaz. Don't let that anger infiltrate the pragmatic side of your brain, which if you step back pragmatically and say, all right, what has Stearns done? Well, I'm going to tell you very quickly. Year 1, good. Year 2, bad. Here's year 3. Let's get more of a definitive grade. You will. So all I'm saying is to label him a failure, like an absolute unmitigated, beyond salvation failure as the president of baseball operations for the Mets. To do that now, I think is wrong. But I get the anger. All right, coming up, my guy Rick Pitino, the Johnnies, going to Kentucky tomorrow. Of course, we'll talk about St. John's, even going back to the Knicks when Rick was coaching them. He is just, Rick is the best. Can't wait to have that chat. We'll do it next, coming up on The Fan. All right, let me tell you a little bit about something here. Going through reads today. Operating engineers local 825, the men and women who make our region move, whether it's roads, bridges, or our favorite team stadium. They build and maintain the critical transportation, water, and energy infrastructure that we all rely on. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That is ELEC, representing these signatory contractors and the hardworking men and women who build New York and New Jersey.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Kalen DeBoer made the college football playoff in his second season at Alabama, and yet that's not enough. After getting wrecked in the SEC title game, rumors swirled, forcing DeBoer to publicly say he's staying. At a place like Bama, just making the playoff doesn't buy you trust. DeBoer needs wins, real ones, or the doubt only gets louder. I'm Maggie Gray.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering. so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a space, and get catfished. Or you could work with an agent who's a realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
The all-new Giants mobile app presented by DraftKings is your home for highlights, breaking news, exclusive features, and inside access to the New York Giants. Watch Big Blue Kickoff live every weekday afternoon at 12:30, plus every press conference, locker room interview, and podcast. If you're coming to the game, check out the Pocket Game Day Hub in the Giants app for live camera angles, interactive games, mobile food ordering, and more. Download the Giants official mobile app presented by DraftKings for free at the App Store and Google Play.
This winter, move and be moved in the Mazda CX-5, the smart choice for those who expect more. With standard I-Active all-wheel drive and advanced safety features, the CX-5 delivers confidence and control in every condition. Inside, you'll find a redefined high-quality interior designed for comfort and connection, because there's more to a Mazda. Celebrate the season during the More to Move You winter sales event. Lease the Mazda CX-5 for $229 a month and make every drive feel like a gift. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Brees Hall, the I-back, at the 5-yard line. Handoff, Brees Hall finds a crease, runs left. He's into the end zone for a Jet touchdown.
Jets fans, come out to MetLife Stadium for a Week 17 divisional matchup. See the New York Jets host the New England Patriots Sunday, December 28th at 1 p.m. Presented by Ticketmaster. Lock in your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
This winter, celebrate the joy of the season in a new all-electric SUV from Cadillac. Make every drive exciting with the innovative technology and optic. Arrive confidently with the sophisticated styling of Lyric, and discover the comfort of the spacious 3-row Bistic. Experience EV luxury like never before at the season's best sales event. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
All right, back on the Fan Beat Team with you here on this Friday. And then, well, an hour and 15 minutes left. Time is ticking. And with that in mind, they get a chance to bring in, as I had Alex, in terms of, I don't think anybody loves baseball and knows baseball the way Alex does. I don't think anybody loves basketball and knows basketball the way what will be my final guest here at WFAN full-time, the great Rick Pitino, coach of the Johnnies. Rick, what's happening, buddy?
All good. Getting ready to travel to Atlanta to play the mighty Wildcats.
That's right. Now, are you on the team bus? I know you guys are going to charter out soon. Where are you right at this moment, Rick?
I'm just driving to my house from practice.
Okay. Good practice. Did you bust go easy?
Yeah.
Or you bust them today?
It was. No, we went hard. You know, Kentucky's had a week to prepare for us, so we want to expect new things, new wrinkles that they're going to run. Also, they're a well-prepared team. They're very physical, so we want to just make sure that we're ready for the physicality that's going to happen on tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, there's no doubt. I certainly want to talk a little Johnny's Hoops with you, but I want to take you back to when you coach of the Knicks, because you were coach of the Knicks the same year WFAN was born. And I'm curious, Rick, because I know you're an avid golfer. I know you love all the other sports. We've talked about them, you and I, off camera. When you're coach of the Knicks and these loudmouths start this new sports station, probably criticizing everything, did you listen to the fan? Did you hear that stuff?
Well, I have the most hysterical story, and it's true. We were in first place, and things were going well. We were pressing quite a bit, which is not indicative of the NBA game, and everything was going great. And FAN comes on, and somebody says, boy, FAN, have you listened to it? They're talking all sports. They talk about you and the Knicks all the time. So I said, no, what is it? Where's the station? So I turned it on one day on the way to practice, and this guy comes on and goes, hey, I'm Vinny from Bensonhurst. I just want to let you know I don't agree with Pitino's style of play. They should fire him. And we're in first place.
Yeah.
And then the next call, Mike from Bayonne, yeah, I couldn't agree with Vinny any more than that. This is not a style of play in the NBA. We should get rid of him now.
Oh, my
I almost drove off the road. We're in first place. And I said, wait a second. They want to fire me? We're in first place.
Wow.
And so I never listened to it again because I was so depressed that these guys wanted me fired.
Well, it's funny you say that because I was going to ask you. Now, listen, we know you now, Hall of Famer, all-time coach, champion, all that. I mean, your resume is beyond reproach, but when you're, whether it's the GWB, wherever you are at that point driving, hearing the fan and Vinny and John or Joe from Bayonne saying, fire Rick Pitino, you're a young man. You haven't accomplished a ton yet relative to what you eventually wound up doing. So, I mean, that's got to rattle your confidence. How do you not take that personally? You have to.
Well, I didn't say it personal, but I just realized that a new medium was coming on that any knowledgeable person can call. And any clinical moron can call. So you could have both ways. So yeah. I just said those two guys were clinical morons.
Yeah, and by the way, Rick, and by the way, any clinical moron could actually be a host on the station, not just a caller.
No. Hey, listen, but before we get into too much, I want to wish you not only lucky. You were great at FAN, and certainly, like I told you privately, you've got a brilliant career. When I was fired from Louisville, I didn't know where to turn. Here, my life was crumbling, and all of a sudden I went to Greece. I don't want you to go to Greece. And had two of the best years of my life, then landed at Iona, now I'm at St. John's. So a talent like you will be fine. You'll do great in life.
I appreciate that, Coach. Thank you very much. All right, let's get to these Johnnies a little bit. So I like what I'm seeing. I don't love what I'm seeing yet. I like what I'm seeing, and I think that you would probably assess it the same way so far. Listen, the one thing, whether it's Satin, whether it's Jackson, incredible talents, and I've tried to explain this to people who I think they expected more right away from both of those young players, and you start to see snippets now for sure. But I tell them, I say, hey, listen, I don't care how good you are shooting or with the ball. If you don't play defense for Rick, you ain't playing. So, like, the first month, I think it's very mechanical. I don't think they're really playing. I think they're thinking. And now I can see the thinking stopping for both of those guys because they're starting to get the defense that you demand, and I think that they're starting to play better. Where are we with those two guys, the entire team, the development? It's a different team from last year, Rick. You know that.
Yeah, we're not as, people want because we were number one in the portal, but that's not a science where you really know whether you're good or not good. I mean, we're not as good as last year's team. Last year's team had the player of the year in R.J. Louise. They had one of the top guards in the country in Kadari Richmond. Zuby was great. You had Brandon. You had Davon Smith who could start for any team in the nation. So we're not as good as last year, but obviously we didn't lose too many games.
Yeah.
So I wanted to find out what our warts and blemishes would be. So I booked the Vegas tournament. We played Alabama, and Alabama had better guards than us, but we played them to the wire. Michigan, we played an exhibition game, which we should have won, lost it in overtime on a missed free throw. We took Iowa State, one of the best teams in the country, to the wire. The only game that we did not play well was Auburn. We thought we were going to play Houston. We were prepared for Houston. By all the metrics that tournament was using, we thought we were playing Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And we played Auburn. Auburn outplayed us, so give them the credit. So I'm happy where we are. We have 8 new players that really don't know each other. In regard to Josan and Ian, now Josan didn't guard anybody the first 2 weeks of the season. guys were scoring 15, 18, 20 points against him. Didn't play any defense at all, didn't rebound. And I have to say, Josan, without question, is the most improved player. He's rebounding. He's gone from a bad defensive player to a really good defensive player. Ian's a different work in progress. Ian is learning to play the point. He was turning over most of the season in practice about 6-7 times a practice.
Oof.
His assist turnover ratio was not good at North Carolina. And what we're trying to do is improve that area, make him into a point guard so he learns that position, and he's doing quite well at it. It's also, people say, why don't you play him more minutes? Well, when he's playing the two guard, it's very difficult to do that because Osiah Sellers is a better two guard. So we need to get him more minutes, and by playing him at the one, it does two things. It gets him minutes there, it gets him minutes at the two. It also relieves Dylan Darling because he was getting a lot of early fouls, and we need him at the end of the game playing that position because he makes everybody better. And here's the fascinating thing. I've never had this in all my years of coaching. Look at the assists of the basketball team. Zuby, the five-man's number one. Dylan Mitchell's number two. And Bryce Hopkins is number three. When have you ever seen the front court, two fours and a five, lead you in assists?
I've never seen that. Yeah, I didn't even really process it that way, but as you run through the stats and me knowing the stats, I just didn't really look at it that way. You're right. Very interesting. So we're talking to Rick Pitino. So, Coach, you said something before. You said, we're not as good as last year. And one thing that I tried to caution St. John's fans about, I would say, hey, I think the prospects of St. John's going 31-5 again are almost zero, but I do think that there's a chance that they're a better team come the NCAA tournament and have a chance to go deeper than last year when obviously you got out, in the Arkansas game. Would you agree that 31-5 probably doesn't happen, but you guys could go further in the dance?
We got no shot at 31-5.
Yeah.
You're right. But can we be a better NCAA team by the end of the year? Yes, we can. Because this team has great upside. Just what you said about the two young guys, Josan and Ian. And I'm a big Ian fan because you know what I love about Ian is he's a great young man.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a typical full of himself with a big ego. He is very willing to learn a new position. He's very willing to become a better defensive player, which he is. And he's got good size. Josan is going to still improve. And then Bryce, I've got to get Bryce to be an alpha dog. I got to get him to play like Zuby. If he's that way, if I can get him to have the emotional state of Zuby during a game, then I've got one of the best forwards in the nation.
Okay, but let me ask you this. I mean, at this stage, and, Bryce was great at Providence. He's had some really good games for you. You said you're trying to get him to become an alpha dog. I mean, he's 22, 23 years old. If you're not an alpha dog by now, maybe it's not in the cards, Rick.
Yeah, that's a problem. You're right there. It's like trying to get an introvert to be an extrovert, an extrovert to be an introvert.
Correct.
It's not easy. But what I'm telling him is, I said, Bryce, you got one shot at this game. And that's between the lines. You got to be an alpha dog. Now, away from the lines, Bryce, you be who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't turn, you can forget your NBA dreams.
Yeah.
So that hits a chord. When players hear that, and they're in there last year, that they got no shot at the NBA if they don't become an alpha dog, it hits home.
So we're talking to Rick Pitino, head coach of St. John's, getting ready to fly out to Kentucky today, play Wildcats national TV tomorrow. I'll see you on the 23rd at Carnesecca against Harvard, and we're already in the Big East schedule. You guys beat DePaul the other night. Something on Zuby really quick here, and I've said this on the broadcast with Mink. By the way, Mink interviews, Mink's a trip, isn't he, Rick? Mink is out of his mind, right? In his own way? He's nuts.
Yeah, I love him, and I try to break his shoes as much as I possibly can because I do love him.
Hey, we all do. He is one of a kind. But I've said this to Mink a few times during the games. I'm like, and it's out of respect, but it could cross the line and become an issue. I almost see, I think there's too many times I look up in the first half and Zuby's got 2 points or 4 points or 5 points, a nominal offensive output. Now, part of it is that he's such a great teammate. He's deferring. He's letting the other guys eat, the new guys get comfortable. All right. But don't you think that he needs to be a little bit more assertive, looking for a shot and going to get his? Am I off on that?
Well, I'll tell you the truth. The guys, and I pointed this out, there was 7 times in the last game that the guards should have passed the ball to Zuby in the low post and did not do it. Where Kadari, RJ, who's also a very good passer, would have gotten the ball to Zuby right away. Because they all know that if Zuby gets double teamed, they're going to get the ball back. And if Zuby doesn't get double teamed, he's going to score or get fouled. So we missed them in the last game 7 times that we could have thrown the ball to the low post. So I think it's new players not feeding the big dog enough.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about it. We showed them. And I think they're understanding of that.
So, Rick, if I said to you, you growing up, on the outskirts of the city and then in the city and just loving the game the way you do, I got a couple of quick hits for you. And you can think for a second if you want to, really give it the thought to give us the right answer. The best handle of any New York guard you've ever seen, who would it be?
I would probably say Pearl Washington or Kenny Anderson.
Pearl.
One of those two.
Mm-hmm.
I think that both of those guys, they weren't the best New York guard.
Yeah.
Obviously, but they certainly had the best handle. They had speed. They had a great handle. Kenny was a little dominant with his left hand. Pearl had a great handle going either way. But I would look at those two.
How about the best pure New York shooter? I mean, we got to hear Mully pretty soon, but anybody else?
Yeah, I would say Chris Mullin's 1 or 2, without question. There have been guys that shoot the ball great, but none in the class, I think, of Chris Mullin.
And I know the answer is it's got to be Alcindor as the greatest New York player of all time. Who's the second best? Who do you think is the second best player ever out of New York behind Lou Alcindor?
Oh, boy, that's a tough one. So Earl LaPro wasn't from New York.
No,
he wasn't.
Cousy?
I don't know.
I'm throwing names at you. Bob Cousy?
Cousy was so early on.
Yeah.
But certainly he's one of the great guards of all time.
How about Bernard King?
You forget because Bernard King led the league in scoring, and he could be in the top 3 without question. Who else do you have?
Oh, God. Carmelo?
Yeah, Carmelo was great. No question about it. Why do I always think Carmelo was from
Baltimore? He did, but he spent some time here as well. So, but a lot of time in Baltimore. Yeah. Marbury. I mean, I'm just throwing names at you here, but just in terms of, what about like somebody like Lenny Wilkins? That's going back a mile, but I mean, Lenny Wilkins, no?
Yeah, I think you're bringing up Cousy, Lenny, Bernard King without question. But Kareem was the best. New York had so many great guards. You go back to Dick McGuire, who's hanging from the rafters. He was a great guard as well.
That's right.
They had so many great guards, and you think of Cousy as being a Celtic, that he's from Massachusetts, but no, Cousy was from New York.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, Rick, I know you're in the car. I know you're getting, you're either home now or you're getting ready to get home and then get on the plane and head out to Kentucky. Hey, take down those Cats tomorrow. I know it's going to be emotional for you, having spent so much time there and what you did there. I'll see you obviously throughout the season, and I really appreciate you carving out some time today. It means a lot, man.
Well, thanks, Brandon. See you soon. Take good luck to you, man. We're behind you 100%.
I know you are. I always feel the St. John's love. Thank you, Coach. You got it, man. You know how much I love my Johnnies. Honestly, one of my favorite nights of all time was last December. Right now, basically. St. John's played up at Providence. Remember the viral clip, Bogish, where Rick Pitino was just F-bombing his team? Where the bleep is your pride? Oh, God, that was awesome. I think running through a wall. And they come back, they win the game. Zuby hits a tip in or a little fall away at the buzzer. St. John's wins. Now, it's really late. I think it was an 8:30 tip up in Rhode Island. So while the players went home, I had the university get me a room. My wife's like, yeah, why are you going to drive home at like 3 in the morning? Just spend the night. I'm like, absolutely. So I'm in the hotel, and Rick is supposed to be going to Miami to spend Christmas. I think it was the 23rd or 22nd with his family. They couldn't de-ice the engine on his private jet, so he wound up staying the night, and I wound up staying the night. And I had already, filmed some TV shows with him, but wasn't social yet with Rick. Didn't quite know him that way, right? So I'm like, all right, game's over. I'm going to go have a drink or two at the bar and then call it a night, watch a little TV, and go to bed, wake up, and drive home. And Rick is at the other side of the bar. And I'm like, I don't want to bother the guy. Again, long story short, we wound up, we pounded all night. And I mean, for a kid from Brooklyn to just fire question after question about the old Big East and coaching Bernard King and coaching Patrick Ewing and coaching Mark Jackson. What an honor. So I'm sure it wasn't one of his top 3 nights of all time, but man, it was definitely. And then like The Godfather, I go to get my wallet and say, like basically, your money's not good here, son. Put it away. Oh, if that's the case, make it double, Rick. Like, give me the good stuff, man. All right, 888-808-1019. Hey, I wish I had more than 1 hour. I don't. We have one more hour to go. Let's bang in the calls. Let's finish up strong. Let's have a little fun. Anything you want to ask me, anything you want to say, let's do it. Update Bogish, and then we crank it out next.
Wake up with Boomer and Gio. Mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon. At 1 o'clock, I'm Andrew Bogish. Your Sports Flash is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com, and by Ray Cattina Lexus of Freehold and Ray Cattina Lexus of Monmouth. Make your holidays memorable in a Lexus from Ray Cattina. The Lexus December to Remember sales event is here. Drive home luxury in a GX or TX with class-leading storage. Celebrate the season in style at Ray Cattina Lexus of Freehold and Ray Cattina Lexus of Monmouth. Out since November 13th with a sprained knee, Garrett Wilson will not return this season. There was just no reason to bring him off IR, says Aaron Glenn.
He's on board. He's aboard. And again, he's doing like really, really well as far as his rehab. We just want to be smart with him because he's a key cog of what we're doing here. And to be able to get him back in the off-season program fully healthy, ready to go, we feel like that was the best decision for all of us.
As for his quarterback, Glenn would not say if Tyrod Taylor or Justin Fields will be Brady Cook's backup on Sunday against the Saints. After last night's thriller in Indiana, the Knicks are back at home to celebrate their NBA Cup and face the Sixers at 7. The Islanders hosting the Canucks at 7. Fan weather is sponsored by Flushing Bank. It's 54 degrees, still raining, still windy in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports Flashes, top of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Talk New York sports on WFAN, 888-808-1019. Powered by Paramount Plus. Count on Sundays all season long with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
All right, BT back on the Fan 103. Thanks again to Alex Rodriguez. Thank you to Rick Pitino of the Johnnies. Got an hour to go, man. Let's just get these calls. Let's let it rip. 888-808-1019 is the number here. I got you till 2. That it's Evan and Tiki. And we get right back to you. Throg's Neck. What's happening, Mike? How you doing today?
BT, man, love the show. Sad to see you go. I listen almost every day. I can't believe this is the first time I'm calling up. I can relate to you in so many ways. Yankees, Jets, Knicks, St. John's. I'm 54 years old. I played a little college ball. And depending on your exact age, we may have played against each other in summer ball. I played with a team from the Bronx called Eastchester AC, and I definitely played the Cadets out in Brooklyn. I think it was in Marine Park.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm 52.
Sure.
I'm a couple years younger than you, so I probably didn't play against you, but I just missed you by a minute.
Probably not.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
crazy.
Eastchester, huh? I played up in the Bronx. I played for a team called the Bronx Angels. God, that was awesome,
wow,
man.
Yes.
You remember
that? That was our rival. The Eastchester AC and the Bronx Angels were basically the only two decent teams back then.
But when I played, but I didn't play you guys. We played a bunch of other teams. Yeah, that was awesome, man. I was driving from Brooklyn all the way up there. Like we played it. The home games were at what's Kennedy? Do I play Kennedy?
Oh right,
Kennedy Public School.
Half turf, half grass.
No, back then it was just no. Back then it was just grass and dirt. Columbus, you're thinking about Columbus had turf. Columbus was half turf.
No, Kennedy had a turf infield and a grass outfield.
Not when I played there. Nope, not when I played there.
Really?
No, swear to God, Mike.
I'm shocked.
I did not.
I'm shocked.
I did not. That was an awesome, Mike, and thank you for the call, buddy. I want to get as many as I can. Awesome checking in. That was such a great experience. I remember, and that was when one of the first new cars we had as a family. This was awesome. My dad had a Maxima, black Maxima, Nissan Maxima, And, year upon year upon year upon year of pretty much, having used cars, finally got a sweet ride. And he would let me drive it up there. I mean, he would usually go to my games too, but sometimes he couldn't. And we had practices too. So I would just drive the Maxima from Brooklyn all the way up through the Bronx. And the music pumped. Oh, God, it was awesome. Man, what a fun team, man. That was some experience. And that was really my first experience playing with and against Dominican kids. Matter of fact, there was only 3 white kids on the whole team. I was one of them. And the other 2 were my high school teammates. So we'd go up there, man, and God, it's such a family atmosphere, and the grills were fired up, and the Dominican flags and the cowbells ringing like lunatics. What a fun time. That was one of my most enjoyable baseball experiences. We were good, too. Let me get Molly in Lakewood. What's going on, Molly? How you doing?
Hey, BT. So as I sit here on this Friday afternoon, it's raining, but the sun's coming out. Seems very appropriate. I just want to thank you for having the most amazing show, for keeping it real with the Yankees and just being amazing. Me and my dad listen to your show all the time. We were much bigger baseball fans. When I was younger, he used to turn it on. I used to be like, turn it down. I don't want to hear the sports. But eventually, it became something we bonded over, and your show is our favorite. You guys talked about the baseball the most. And, there's a Jewish saying. It's called Gamzu Latova. It means this, too, is for the best. And I really feel like, something good's going to come out of this. I can't wait to see you where we are next. And thank you for having the best show. I wish you luck in all your amazing endeavors. And thank you.
Molly, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm starting to get a little emotional here. I told you that I wasn't going to, but I also promised you that if I do, I can't control it. That's fine. Yeah, it's funny. And again, my wife asked me that. My son asked me that. A couple of my buddies asked me that. Sal asked me that last week when we were getting ready to do our last show together. I said, I don't know. And if it happens, it happens. But it's starting to feel a little real now. We got 1 hour. Time's ticking. So, I don't know where this next hour is going to go. Stan is in Missouri on the Free Odyssey app. What's up, Stanny? Stan.
Yo, B, what's up?
Yo.
It's actually Sam. How are you, brother?
Oh, Sam. It says Stan. Wow, this is
the guy
great.
didn't understand Sam, but what's up, dude?
All right, hold on. Let me give you a little backstory. So it says Stan, so they messed that up. No big deal. Then it says Wentzville, Missouri. All right, Wentzville, Missouri is where me and my guy Sam, who is on the phone now, a New Jersey kid who I met. We were 16? I think we were 16, right, Sam?
Yeah, 16. Yep, absolutely. Yep.
We played for Ron Hunt. I guess it was before AAU. And we both spent the summer in Missouri on Ron Hunt's farm. Now, Ron was a former major leaguer, played for the Mets, was the Mets' first All-Star, and we were teammates. And we spent the summer in Missouri, and we went absolutely nuts, man.
We had the best time, and hearing all the guys that are talking today, me talking to you right now, understanding that you truly are a great human being, and this is something that you always cherished, and that is either play MLB baseball or get on the fan, and you definitely got one of them down. So fantastic for you. I'm so happy and so proud. But hey, nothing just lying around crap, right? I'm in my home office right now. Exactly. I see the rainbow coming out.
Yeah.
And let's get going. But
no doubt.
Fantastic, man.
You and I need to. I know we've texted a little bit. We gotta get a beer or something. I want you to come watch my son play. I want you. We got to get together. It's been way too long, man.
Absolutely. My arm is still alive, man. I'm looking to actually be a bullpen pitcher somewhere, or actually a BP pitcher. I actually asked Todd Stoudemire when he was with us if I could do that. He looked at me like I had 50 heads, but
that's Sam.
That's another story for another time.
That's over beers, Sam. The only thing, and let me bounce, but I don't want to just hang on. I'll definitely talk to you very soon. Good. All right, Sammy boy. Thanks, man. Thank you very much. The only thing that still feel like I could still shoot and I could still throw. Like my arm, even with the Tommy John surgery and another surgery after that. Like, my arm still feels like a rocket. It's everything else. Like, I just can't run. So you want to hear a funny story about that guy, Sam? So we're out in Missouri, and there was a couple of other kids from Jersey, one of whom played at Rutgers. I mean, it was a really good team. And we had a couple of kids coming from Canada, a couple of kids from Kentucky, if I remember right. Like, really not all over the country. I don't want to overstate it because nobody from out west. But it was dotted with some very unique states that up until at that point I had never visited, right? So anyway, Ron Hunt is the manager. And he's got this big sprawling farm, and we were called the Independent Eagles was the name of our team. And we play every day in the oppressive heat. He on his farm. He had a batting cage, and he had almost like a military style barracks where we all slept, the entire 20 of us. Because I'm coming in from Brooklyn, Sam's coming in from Jersey. We're staying, so we would play. I think I played 100 games, right? And we'd come back late at night. We'd play Sega. We'd have a dip. We'd go eat. Like his wife, what was her name? Jackie, awesome woman. Would cook every meal for us. It was great, right? So, you'll love this, Met fans. I don't even think I had my driver's license yet. I was 16. And Ron had an old 5-speed car, Datsun, whatever the hell it was. I mean, the thing was rotten, literally rotting it was rotting. It was barely functional. And he said, all right, boys, you need to go to the store, get anything, get your tobacco. Get whatever you got to get. I don't know if he quite spoke like that, but a little bit. He did sound, he scared the hell out of me, man. So anyway, he comes into Queens. He leaves Missouri, leaves for the weekend. We're like, thank God this lunatic is gone. Freedom. Now, we still had games, but at least he wasn't coaching us. Respect him. But terrified of him, drove us into the freaking ground. I mean, we're running poles in 117-degree heat with the heat index because we didn't play well. Guy was a lunatic. I mean, you think of a 1950s military instructor, that was him. Only it was 1990, whatever. So anyway, he's gone, and we had this little beat-up, metal rotting car, and we get in it, and usually we'd use it just to go to get the store, get 7-Eleven, get a drink, whatever we're going to get dip, as I said. Of course, Ron's gone. Now, we're at our game, and, there's a couple of girls watching the game. I'll leave it at that, and they're just watching the game. We leave because we think that he's at Shea Stadium playing in the old-timers game, right? So we leave, and I remember there's the long dirt path to leave his farm. I don't even know how to drive a stick shift. I'm trying, right? We left, say if it was whatever, well, then we had off one day. We left it, say, Saturday at 5 o'clock. We come home Sunday we spent the night out. We wound up getting beers and whatever we did. And I'll never forget, we pull up. Now, we think Ron is coming back from the old-timers day that night. He beat us back. So we're like, what? This psychopath is home? We're dead. We're absolutely dead. So we park the car. We try to sneak into the little barracks home. Nope, didn't work. When I tell you how much we ran and how many push-ups we did, I honestly thought he was physically going to kill us. Like back then, there was still some the discipline and the residue from the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. It wasn't like today, God forbid you yell at a kid. You can't yell anymore, Oh, you can. You just got to do it the right way. And we were terrified. And I'll never forget driving home and seeing his car. I'm like, this dude's home. He's home from the airport. We're dead. And that was my teammate who just called in. Love you, Sammy. 888-808-1019. Ryan's in Yonkers on the Fan. Ryan, what's happening, buddy? Go ahead.
Hey, BT. How you doing?
Good.
I just wanted to call as a bit of appreciation call. I listened to you and Sal for years now. When I would talk about your show with my friends, I was saying, and this has been echoed the last couple of weeks, what I really appreciated was there was no fluff. You guys talked sports, and you got down to it, and it was really refreshing to listen to.
I'm glad that came through, Ryan. I'm glad that came through. Listen, at the end of the day, that's all we wanted to do. I mean, trust me, I'm as wild as anybody. A couple drinks, hanging out, off the record. I have fun. I mean, I'm paid to talk sports, and that was always my mission. So I appreciate that.
It's funny that you mentioned that, over a couple of drinks, and you had just had Rick on.
Yeah.
And me and my brother, we're St. John's fanatics. We're crazy about them.
Uh-huh.
When you were at that hotel bar with Rick, you might remember me. We were there with you.
I don't remember the name, Ryan. I do remember there was a couple of boosters, and I definitely met a few people, but I'd be lying if I said I remember your name. But I do remember meeting other people.
You weren't lying when you were saying earlier. It was, when you couple it with Zuby, the Zuby buzzer beater. And then, we're just going to the hotel bar, just kind of, riding high after the great game.
Mm-hmm.
And then we walk in, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, he was there.
There's Rick with BT. This is perfect, And it was a great. It really was. It was a night to remember.
No, it absolutely was. And Rick, we got a lot of things to look forward to with St. John's. Thank you for making the call. Yeah, I mean, geez, Rick was Rick was one of the first. I mean, Hubie was the first, but I mean, I saw Rick coach the Knicks. I had a picture from the Wiz. Let's see. I want to make sure I get everybody that was on. I still wish I had the poster. I don't. It was called the Bomb Squad. If you're old enough, you remember it. And they had like the military kind of theme, bombs away. Like, so they had like the bomber jackets and like the goggles and the military scarves. It was definitely Mark Jackson. It was definitely Trent Tucker. It was Rod Strickland. Johnny Newman should have been in that poster. I thought there was a fifth one. Maybe not. But that's how long, yeah. I mean, man, it's yeah, and even think about how long ago that is, and think about how many championships the Knicks have won since. None. Wow. Hopefully this is the year. I really hope so. Angelo's on Long Island. What's up, Angelo, on the Fan? How you doing?
BT, what's up? I'm happy to say goodbye to you. I just wanted to call in and tell you, I don't want to get into my whole life story, but I lost my job of 10 years about 4 months ago, and I took a job doing delivery, so I'm in the car all day long. And I don't even know how. I flipped onto you and Sal one day, and I listen to you guys every day. I listen to the whole station now every day. Mm-hmm. I'm sad to see you go. I'll follow you wherever you go. But everything you said before about, everything happens for a reason, it means a lot to hear that because, I'm going through it right now. So I hope good luck to you, and I hope everything works out for you and your family. And I look forward to hearing you again somewhere else.
I hope the same to you, man. Angela, I'm sorry to hear that about your job, but you sound like you're fighting through. I mean, come on. Isn't this who we are at the end of the day? If we want to just take pride, tough New Yorkers, isn't this where the toughness kind of shows, right? Again, when things are perfect and everything's flowing in the right direction, it's easy. It's easy. It's not life. It's not life. Not forever. It's just not going to be smooth sailing the whole time. That's okay. It's funny. Like I never, I look at the station. I just look at this station from start to finish. And at the end of the day, 2 years with Sal and 1 year with Tiki, what does that equate to in the massive history of WFAN? In the grand scheme of things, honestly, nothing. I shouldn't say nothing. Not much. Not much. We could have gotten double the ratings, and we would never be Mike and Chris, or Imus, or Boomer, or Carton, or Schmooze, or Joe B. But that was, and that the little real estate that we carved out, man, it was so meaningful. It really, really was. And I'm sure I'm going to say that again. I don't know if I'm going to get through it when I try to do it at the end. I can already tell you I'm not. But that's the one, maybe as I get a little bit too in about 20 minutes. If there's one thing I could really impress upon you is how meaningful it's been to me, how much this has meant to me. And anything that you may have received from me, I've received more from you. If that makes sense, and I'm pretty sure it does. Anthony's up in Harlem. What's up, Ant? How you doing?
BT, man, what a pleasure and an honor it is to talk to you today, man.
Thank you, man.
I got to tell you, brother, listen, okay? I bleed green like you, and there's a lot of people on the station that, want to talk about their golf game or just talking sports because they got to talk sports. It is true and true. You bleed the colors. You are a fan, and you are an incredible sports talk radio personality, bro.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I think at the end of the day, I think when you're good at something, and thank you, Anthony. Thank you very much, buddy. I know you've called a lot, man. And I'm taking myself out of the equation, but just if you guys think I'm good, that's up to you. I'm never going to self-diagnose myself on the air. I'm in terms of, I'm good at this, or I let other people do that, or I'm bad at something, whatever. But I think at the end of the day, isn't that that's what it's about, finding something that you love. Like when you love something, it's easy. Don't get me wrong. There were days slogging through the Holland Tunnel, 280, overturned trailer, prices up the ass, gas, paying, I won't even tell you how much I paid per month for a garage spot because there's no parking down here. Yeah, like logistically, there were so many things that drove me nuts. Now it just smells like urine. It smells like weed, which is fine on occasion. It's just gross, though, in a lot of ways, the city. And you deal with that because when you finally, now I'm talking about me, when you finally get in here, it's like, let's go. Like, this is what I want to do. This is what I was born to do. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm just not going to do it here. But yeah, it's a grind. So, and that's why I like when the other caller said about how he lost his job and, listening to us, I was on the other end listening to the station forever. And, you talk about the New York Yankees in the city. You talk about the Knicks and the history and the Clyde Frazier's and the Willises and the Banners and the Monroes and the DeBuschers and the Bradleys and Red Holtzman. You talk about the Giants going back to Y.A. Till. And you talk about WFAN. WFAN is the Yankees, period. I mean, really, if you want, I'd like to say, really, if I'm going to be honest, it's really the Dodgers become the Yankees. You know what I mean? But symbolically, you know what I mean when I say WFAN is the Yankees. That's it. And it's a uniform that I always wanted to put on, and I'm lucky enough to have done it. I earned it. I earned my spot here. But it's been awesome, man. I got about 40 more minutes to go. I want to just keep taking some calls. And I'll take you up until 2. Of course, the show brought to you by Tri-State Cadillac Dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Giants. BT on the Fan till 2. Then it's Evan and Tiki after this.
Every Saturday at 8 a.m., it's Kickoff with Boomer and Mike Valenti, where the guys break down the biggest headlines and storylines from across the NFL.
I need to see a lot more before I'm ready to say, yes, this kid's going to be the next Jackson Dart at Drake May.
Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti is brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. And The Fan, always streaming on Odyssey, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio app.
Life's rewarding, especially with Flushing Bank's Complete Cash Rewards program. Just open a personal or business complete checking account to get started. With 29 New York Metro locations, there's nothing easier or more rewarding. Visit flushingbank.com today. Member FDIC.
Hey, football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown in the game, but his teammate scores instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right, bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance offer, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/play.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 7 cars for kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2025.
Surfside is the perfect fit this holiday season. Whether you're watching football, hitting the slopes, or warming up by the fire, there's nothing better than enjoying your favorite Surfside canned cocktail to keep the good times going. Made with real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. So it's smooth, easy to sip, and always refreshing. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Ask for it at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Great news, Nick. Legacy boxes are still in stock. With Christmas just around the corner, there's still time to buy the best Christmas gift ever. Legacy Box.
That's right, Adam. Order today and Legacy Box ships immediately. It'll arrive ready to wrap and place under the tree.
Gather the family together this Christmas and collect all your old VHS and camcorder tapes, slides, pictures, and film reels. Then you can binge on the good old days.
From fading over time to risks like fire and water damage, your memories aren't protected unless they're on a digital format. Legacy Box helps you replay those great moments from the past, from Christmas morning to your wedding day.
Legacy Box is the world's largest digitizer of home movies and photos. All the work is done right here in the USA, and over 1 million customers have trusted Legacy Box.
This Christmas is the time to digitize. Visit legacybox.com/value for exclusive holiday savings. That's legacybox.com/value for last-minute shopping. legacybox.com/value.
HL Gross Jewelers of Garden City is Long Island's premier engagement and wedding ring destination. Visit HL Gross today or online at hlgross.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me."
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
I'm Denton Dave from the BetMGM Network, here to help you beat the books. We're going to the college football playoff tonight, taking Oklahoma on the money line against Alabama. These two teams squared off in the regular season, and the Sooners went into Tuscaloosa and won. Tonight's game will be in Norman. Norman is going to be jumping. I'm not expecting a ton of points, so I'm staying away from the 1.5 line that I'm seeing with Oklahoma, but I'm confident enough in the Sooners to take them on the money line. You should be too. Bet smarter, beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
If you can feel what I am feeling, then the truth is just believing. You're my diamond girl.
Here we go. Let's bump this puppy up here. Let's go. Hey, I mean, if we're talking about Johnny Newman and Trent Tucker and the Wiz posters, may as well bust out the music to support it. God, Sal hates this stuff. Hop's looking at me like I'm nuts. I don't care. I like it. Diamond Girl. Even though for about 2 years, I said, actually probably for decades, I thought somebody else sang it. I was always saying it was Stevie B, but I guess it's not. Either way, BT on the Fan, 888-808-1019. You're my Diamond Girl. Wow. Corny words, but definitely a pretty good beat there. Let's get back to the calls here, all right? Got about 30 more minutes. So let me get Brad and Mineola on the Fan. What's up, Brad?
I had to call on your last day. There was no question about that. But I know it's not your last day. I know that good things are coming. I think some things are going to come sooner than later. And I appreciate you and Sal. I loved your show.
I loved the fact that you guys were very transparent about everything, and it was like I was sitting at a bar with you guys whenever you were on. And I really, truly, truly appreciate you guys and love you guys and cannot wait for the next step.
That's tremendous, Brad. Thank you very much. No, listen, we're going to figure it out. I'm going to have to figure it out. And I already have done things to figure it out. You know, it's going to give me a chance to do some things that I've started doing anyway, like motivational speaking is something that I love. You know, it's just, you know, I mean, think about the unkillable rant that we replayed earlier, all right, when I'm like, you might have the best corner in the game. You might have the best wide receiver. Then figure it out. Yeah, they got to figure it out. But I'm not worried. I'm galvanized. In a lot of ways, I'm excited because, trust me, and I don't think it's going to be easy. I'm not delusional with that. The business has changed. You either adapt or you die. And, you know, you've listened to somebody who got in his car and literally drove from Brooklyn, New York to Las Vegas for a job. And then literally drove from Las Vegas to Detroit for a better job. And then literally drove from Detroit back home to New York in 2003 to finally be on the air in New York. So when you love something, hopefully I'm okay at it, you just keep trucking. That's what I'm going to do. Let me get Mike in Hackensack. What's up, Mike? How you doing, man?
BT, I'm doing well. Listen, it's been a while since I talked in. You know I'm a big Yankee fan, and this is what I'm going to miss the most. You guys talk baseball better than anyone on the fan.
I love talking baseball.
And the guys who replace you, I don't want to disparage them, but it's a comedy show with sports mixed in. And I'm going to miss talking baseball. And that's the bottom line. You guys, you're authentic, you're relatable. And like listening to you guys, it's like sitting in someone's backyard with a beer and a cigar and just talking sports. And I'm going to miss that. And you guys were great at that. I just want to thank you because I can't listen to you all the time. I listen to you in the morning because I kind of get into work a little late.
I get it.
But when I listen to you guys when I can, it's great. And I'm really going to miss you guys with baseball.
Appreciate it, Mike. No, listen, man, and thank you. We love talking baseball. You know, it's fun. I love talking everything, like Knicks playoffs, Jets, Giants, but there's just something about talking baseball, at least for me. There always has been. There always will be. Yeah, by the way, you can still come and listen to us talk. We got that live show coming up, and there's only about 30 seats left. It is almost sold out. The BT and Sal live show. Aaron Boone's going to be our special guest. It's coming up on January 22nd. It's at an amazing theater, an amazing venue in Red Bank, New Jersey. You can get the tickets, myconcerts.net, or all my social stuff. Sal put it up as well. Yeah, it's a live BT and South show. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Some musical guests, and Booney's going to be up there with us. We're going to have a great time. Some good eats, some good drinks, all good. 888-808-1019. We get Tim in Livingston is on the fan. Tim.
Hey, what's up, BT? How are you?
What's up, Tim? How you doing?
I'm good. I just wanted to call you. Great show. Love the show. Going to miss you. Listen every day. Shout out to my cousin, Sue.
What's up, Sue?
Real quick, the funniest moment, she listens to your show every day.
Nice.
The funniest moment ever on your show, baseball card game, and I will say it properly, when you brought up a guy named Rusty Kuntz. I never laughed.
Yeah.
I never heard. And I know you had to, set up your mic because you
was crying.
Too. That was hilarious.
I was crying.
Show.
Yeah. That was a funny one, Tim. That was good. I get a little feedback there and let you go. Yeah, I mean, just use your imagination. Rusty Kuntz, I'm not going to say it the way I probably said it that day on the air. How if I did say it? I think I did say it that way on the air that day. But I'm not going to do it again. But I think you can use your imagination and figure out what I said. Yeah, that was funny. Let me get Pete in Massapequa. Pete is on the fan. Hey, Pete.
Hey, Brandon. How are you, pal?
Good.
Listen, I just want to thank you. First of all, you always made my drive, you and Sal, especially. I'm a pediatric home care therapist, so I'm in my car all day, every day, and listening to you guys brought me some joy. But I do want to say this, and I'm not bad-mouthing anybody, and I'm not going to make it like that. But here's my problem. You guys, you and Sal were awesome. You did everything great. You always spoke baseball. You're fantastic. And I know you say Craigie's coming back, and, he's a legend. But here's my problem with that, and again, I won't be bad about it.
No.
How many chances does a legend get? before they say, you know what, I'm stepping on toes. These guys are great. They got a career going. You know what? He left on his own the first time.
Yeah.
Because of problems. The second time he left because he went full.
Yeah, you know, Pete, I can't listen, and I can't get wrapped up in Craig's world. It's not my world. You know, he's a great talent. You know, I like Craig. I like Craig. I do. I have nothing bad to say about Craig. And even if I did, I wouldn't. But I wouldn't say anything nice about him. I wouldn't be disingenuous. Craig's cool. Craig's very good at what he does. You know, as I said at the top of the show, or at some point in the first hour, in my mind, there's no way the BT and Sal show should be going away. It's just too good. It shouldn't be. But these are different circumstances. This was not, all right, contract's up. Let's look at these guys. Yeah, they just don't sound good. Yeah, they're boring. Yeah, they don't bring it. Yeah, they're not generating any revenue. Yeah, ratings aren't good. Like, every measurable, we did our job. And then, you know, because it's a company and it's a business, things that you can't control happen. And that's why I really don't have any bitterness. Like, I think I have a little bit of sadness, for sure. No regret, no bitterness, because I'm a big boy. I'm smart enough to know, you know, what this business is about. And I know what I signed up for. And I also know that if I had a family and I was in Craig's shoes, like he does have a family, and I was in his shoes, and they offered me the job back, I'd take it. I would take it. You got to do what's right for your family, and you got to do what's right for you. You know, there's a way to do it, and no, I haven't talked to Craig, and I don't need to. That's fine. But I know that he said some really nice things about us, and I believe him, because what you might not know, and I'll never forget, I was driving. I just started at the Fan. I was still with Tiki. And I was driving to the Garden to do a St. John's game. And Craig, nobody else really did this at the station, to be honest with you. But Craig said, hey, why don't you come to my house and watch the Super Bowl? Bring your wife, bring your kids. You know, Aaron Boone's going to be there. I think Chris Christie was going to be there. His boys with Christie. And, you know, I'm inviting you over. And he actually, I remember I was getting ready to park the car, and he called me, and one of his sons, I think little Lance, his youngest son, had COVID. And he's like, dude, I hate to do this the day of, but, you know, and this one, obviously, COVID was over, but it was still kind of there. I'm like, dude, I get it. And so we adjusted and on the fly. And Craig was always good to me. You know, he had my son on the air once, had fun with him. That's it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not. I know it's not because, well, the show didn't sound right. The show was awesome, and I'm proud of it. 888-808-1019, BT on the Fan. All right, I got 20 more minutes. I'm going half. You know, if you have to jump in at some point to save me, because Sal's not here to say. Like, Sal got upset. At least I was able to save Sal. You know, give him a chance to compose himself. I don't know that it'll get like that. I hope not. I don't think so. But if it does, just jump in for a second, make me laugh, yell at me, do something, whatever it takes. Let me finish this thing the right way, which I will. And final goodbye, final segment next on The Fan. All right. Tell you about ELEC. Operating engineers, local 825, the men and women who make our region move, whether it's roads, bridges, or our favorite team stadiums. They build and maintain the critical transportation, water, and energy infrastructure that we all rely on. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fight for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing these signatory contractors and the hardworking men and women who build New York and New Jersey.
This is Andrew Perloff with an Odyssey Sports Minute. You never know what's going to happen on an NFL field, but last night there was a first. The Seahawks tried a two-point conversion, and it looked like it failed. Then a bit later, the officials gathered, and it turned out to be a backward pass that Seattle picked up, and they got the 2 points to tie the game. The Seahawks went on to beat the Rams. Football is tough to explain to people who don't watch it. Last night is a perfect example of why. I'm Andrew Perloff.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
FanDuel is the #1 sports book for same-game parlays. From points and rebounds to threes and assists, FanDuel is the best place to combine your favorite picks into a same-game parlay or track every stat live, all in one easy-to-use app. And right now is the perfect time to join because new customers get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet does win. So bet on the players you love the way you want. Head to FanDuel.com/Boomer to sign up today. That's FanDuel.com/Boomer. FanDuel is the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Now, we all love the app around here. It is safe, secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is also the official sportsbook of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Help the gambling problem. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Move and be moved in the Mazda CX-5, the smart choice for those who expect more. With standard iActive all-wheel drive and advanced safety, there's more to a Mazda. Celebrate the More to Move You winter sales event and lease the Mazda CX-5 for $229 a month. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
This is Tiki Barber. You definitely don't want your heating system to fail this winter. So call my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts. Have them check your heating system before it breaks. I know Edison Heating and Cooling. They can fix anything. Go now to EdisonHVAC.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Get the most for your money at Ramsey Mazda with impressive offers on a new Mazda CX-5 or Mazda CX-30 during the More to Move You sales event. Visit RamseyMazda.com. Get the most for your money. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Injured in an accident? You need help. The Rothenberg Law Firm. Lawyers that have built a legacy of victory over 5 decades, winning billions for their clients. The Rothenberg Law Firm. Call 1-800-624-8888 or visit injurylawyer.com.
Have something to say? Dial us 888-808-1019. Powered by Paramount Plus. Count on Sundays all season long with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
All right, BT back on the fan. 888-808-1019 is the number. Last segment here. Let's call. Get your last segment here. All right, so we'll get a few more calls here, and then that's it. And I can feel the emotion building, so I have no idea where this is going to go. I'll get a couple of more calls, and then obviously I want to say a couple of things to you guys, and then that will be it. How about Renato, up in Utica on the fan. Renato, what's happening, buddy?
Hey, BT, it's just a huge honor to talk to you. I loved you and Sal. You guys were my generation's Mike and the Mad Dog. I loved your show in particular because it was just two guys that talked sports. There was no theatrics. And you guys, what made you guys rare was you guys seemed like friends. Like people are on air, they get along, and then off air, they don't talk to each other. So you can really feel that through the radio. And that's rare. And I hope you guys stay together in some form, be it a podcast or whatever.
We're doing the show. Yeah, we're doing the show, the BT Live show. The live show, January 22nd. So if you guys want tickets, go check it out. We're going to do a couple of things. Obviously, we're big boys with families and responsibilities where we'll do our own thing for sure. Me doing St. John's, motivational speaking, something else I'll announce very soon. But the object and I would say the mission at this point, because I think, honestly, man, I'm just going to be told, I wish I could use a different word. It would be a damn shame to not be able to hear the BT and Sal show at least once a week somewhere. So we will.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
We're going to try to do it. I agree
100%, and I'll follow you guys because I was a BT and Sal fan. I'm not a WFA fan in full transparency. And then my quick Knicks point and my quick Jets point.
Yep.
As far as the Knicks go, Mad Dog clowning them for celebrating it, disgusting. They won something. Be a New Yorker. And then my Giants point is just hire somebody who's competent, who's won a ring.
Oh, is that all?
Who it is. At this point, just anybody who's won a ring on their own, no retread, and that's it. Thank you, BT. Thank you, Sal. You guys rule.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Yeah, Mad Dog was bagging on the Knicks. Who cares? Who cares what Mad Dog says about the Knicks? I certainly don't. I got love for Mad Dog. I respect him. You think I give a rat's ass what Mad Dog thinks about what the Knicks should do with their championship banner? Hang it, don't. Stop. Everything. Come on. Mad Dog's all about shock value at this point. Outside of the Giants, does Mad Dog care about anything? And golf and tennis? Legend. But, he's of course he's going to take a dump on it. All right. This one could be a little tricky here. So, it's funny. I've said this a few times. And I've said that I've had a couple of partners, Sal, I love him. Tiki's solid. Stephen A. I was in the studio with Stephen A. when Stephen A. was just taking off. I've worked with some great pro athletes, San Francisco, Eric Davis. He was my partner. This gentleman is truly... What's up, Pops?
Hey, B, how you doing, brother? We lost you for a second.
No.
I'm glad I got through.
You did lose me for a second, but it's all good. Hey, you got through? You didn't take the shortcut, Dad?
I didn't know any shortcuts listen, what I want to do in a minute and a half, 2 minutes is go from the backyard to where is it? Good Shepherd.
Yeah,
okay,
that's right.
Good Shepherd baseball, Good Shepherd basketball, Xavier High School.
Yep.
Baseball games, basketball as a freshman, college baseball. I can't tell you how many games I went to. Almost all of them. I would leave work and go just to watch a college game in Poughkeepsie.
Yep.
I was along, watching. But I felt like I was a member of the team, and I enjoyed it so much. Now, the unfortunate thing happened with the injury.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You took a new change, and I was so proud. You went to the Fan. You got a job as an intern. They never hired anyone there who was a college grad.
Yeah.
You took that job as an intern.
That's true.
You went from there to Channel 5. As an intern, okay?
Yeah.
After that, you sent out a tape to Allentown, Pennsylvania. 2 days later, they called. They offered you a job. This is when the fun began. Mom and I packed up the car. We went to Allentown, got you an apartment, okay? Set you up, okay? You're there a few months. Your mother says, listen, it's going to snow up there. He needs a new car, an SUV. We buy you an SUV. 2 weeks later, they sell the station. You call us and you say, I'm not coming home. I'm going to get a job on my own.
Yeah.
3 weeks later, Pop, I'm going to Las Vegas. I'm coming home. I'm going to spend Christmas. You drive cross country to Las Vegas. You're there. the station goes bankrupt, I think, or whatever the change was.
Hey, every place I go, they say we got to close up shop. We're losing money.
Right.
Keep going.
The next thing I hear, I'm going to Detroit, Pops. Okay, we go to Detroit. We set up another apartment, and we loved it. Every single minute of it, we loved it. Okay.
Yep.
You go to Detroit. Okay, Detroit. You're there a couple of years, and then all of a sudden, okay, you're on your way back to New York, okay? We were happy as hell. You come back, you're on ESPN, okay? Mm-hmm. You're there for 7, 8, 9, I don't know how long you're there. 10 years, okay?
Yeah.
From there, okay, I remember sitting down and having dinner with Jen, you, and listen, it's coming to an end.
Yeah.
What's coming to an end? My job.
We were at Lenny's. We were at Lenny's when we, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Lenny's, right.
Yeah, great.
I go to all
Lenny's.
the time on Cross Bay Boulevard.
That's right.
You can't beat that place.
It's the best.
Joe, the owner, terrific guy. But next, I hear I'm going to San Francisco. Drive time, afternoon job, okay? Great. You go to San Francisco. You're out there. We made 3 visits there. You're there about, I don't know, 2 years, a year and a half, whatever it is. Pop, I have a chance to come back and interview for something in New York. You came in on a weekend. You flew out you took a red eye. Yep. You interviewed. You did a tryout with a.
I did like a fake show with Tiki. Correct. Yep.
Correct. All right. They make a deal. They let you out of your contract. You come back. You're on with Tiki for 6, 7, 8 years, okay?
10.
Then you go to the Fan, which was the place, okay, that you started with, okay? You listen to that station incessantly, okay? Listen, I was a sports fan. I was a Met fan. I went to 3 Met Dream Camps, okay? That was my team.
Yeah.
The last 5 years, I'm a Yankee fan. Okay?
So you're the kind of fan that I abuse when you call up and tell us you like both of them.
Because of you, I'm a Yankee fan and Aaron Judge, okay?
That's right.
I was a Giant fan, okay? Because of you, you transferred me through a Jet fan. But we have one common denominator. We've always been
Knicks.
St. John's fans.
And St. John's.
And Knicks fans,
That's
okay?
right. Always.
All right. Go back to St. John's. I don't even want to tell people the names because no one's going to know
hurry
them,
up,
okay?
hurry up.
Okay. What's his name? Tony Jackson, Leroy Ellis.
All right. I got him. Come on.
But listen, all sincerely, I know it's been a great trip so far. Everything, I know the changes occur in life, and you're going to adapt to whatever you have coming forward in your life, and we're going to be with you 100%.
I know.
Your mother and I, your sister, all of us.
No doubt.
Okay?
No doubt.
We are so proud of you. Okay, so you keep it up, and Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, we're gonna have a good celebration, plenty of eat, and maybe something to drink. Okay,
maybe something to drink. You better bring 5 bottles. All right, absolutely.
I love you, B.
I love you too,
take
buddy.
Care. I love you.
I love you too, man. There he is.
Bye.
Yeah, that's real stuff right there, man. I'm lucky to still have him. It's the best. So is my mom. Absolute best, man. But that's where I became a sports fan. He's a great one. I mean, he's also a front runner, as you found out. But he is, he taught me everything. He taught me everything that I know. You know, we would talk about the games. I do that with my son, too. Talk about the games, like strategy. And I would do it more with my daughter. She used to have a ton of interest doing that. But it's like I don't want to do it with her. She's, that was special. That's got to be my last caller of the day. So I want to say a few more things. Who knows? I have no idea how this is going to go. But, you just heard the journey. All right, you heard the journey, all the stops. And I've been very lucky. I've been very lucky to do things I just never thought that I would do. Call Knick games. Call Knick games with John Andres. I wasn't even that good at it. Got to do it. Sat in the Yankee booth somehow. Done over 100 St. John's games at the Garden alone. Love St. John's. Super Bowls, Final Fours, U.S. Opens. I shared a studio, as I mentioned before, just as Stephen A. was beginning his ascent to the biggest star in the business. I worked with former athletes. Tiki's one of them. Hosted a national radio show for a decade that was also on TV. a weekly national TV show for the NFL for 7 years. Somehow Discovery even hired me to do a show. I don't know how that happened. I even appeared in a movie. Now, I just say that. That is not, oh, look what I've done. I say that because if... You know, all those amazing things, and again, I didn't think that I could do it when I started. I don't even know if my dad thought that I could do it. I remember him he's like, just take the police test just in case. I'm like, nah, that's not what I'm doing. Let me become a broadcaster. I'm going to get there. I don't know how, but I'm going to get there. And that's one thing Sal and I one of many things that we shared was this unrelenting drive to get here. And as I run through those amazing things that I've done, that I'm very proud of, if I wasn't able to get here, it wouldn't, it would have felt incomplete. If you want to jump in for a sec, buddy, help me out a little bit. just a second. It would have felt incomplete. I'm good. It would have felt incomplete. It really would have. Because when I was dreaming the dream, I wasn't dreaming about calling Yankee games. I was dreaming about being a Yankee. Nowhere near good enough. I didn't dream about calling Knicks games. I dreamt about, some as crazy as it sounds, being the next Chris Mullin. Hey, Mullin's from Flatbush. Why can't I? I could shoot a little bit. As crazy as that sounds now, I know. Once I knew that the broadcasting dream was what I had to do, because baseball wasn't going to work out, I had to get here. I had to get here, or the race would never have felt right. And I got here, and it was awesome. It really was. It was awesome. I loved it. I'm going to start wrapping it up. I don't want it to end, but I'm not afraid of the end. I'm good. I might not sound good now, but I promise you I'm good. I'm going to go home to an amazing wife and 2 awesome kids and a ton of friends who know, not to mention my mom and my dad and myself, who know I'm going to keep fighting. Now I'm going to do something really big. But I just wanted to thank you guys. This is something that I had to touch. So, Huff, love you, bro. Thank you. Everybody out there, it has been my honor. Love you guys.
Hey, football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown in the game, but his teammate scores instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores